Welcome to ConquerCast, where we navigate the rugged terrain of personal growth, resilience, and triumph. Join us as we conquer obstacles, celebrate victories, and inspire each other to reach new summits.
I love it.
Is that okay?
I love it.
And I think that's exactly what we're going to be talking about today. We've got Cody and Julie, husband and wife, that are here with us. Cody was just announced as one of our winners of the Conquer 90 Challenge. And we've got Shari here, who is our other winner of the Conquer 90 Challenge. And this is incredible to have you guys here at Mountain Ops today. Thank you for being here.
I'm honored to be here. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you for having us.
It's amazing to have you guys here, to have you meet the teams. Some of them you've met in the past, right? And some of them through social media. But today we're here having a day to conquer, which means, a typical day at Mountain Ops. We gather, we say a prayer, start the day recognizing God. We share some business updates, as you guys heard, from the different departments. And then, a little thought that we shared about alignment today.
Sure.
Looking up alignment and keeping our focus on things that matter most. And to me, what matters most is relationships. And what's here at this table right here, it's been an ability to connect and conquer with one another. So today we're celebrating your victory. I'm sure some mountains that you've conquered, and I want to hear all about it. And so maybe, Shari, we can start with you and tell us a little bit about who you are, where you're from, what your relationship with Mountain Ops has been. How long have you known about the brand and been a part of it?
My name is Shari Foster. I'm from Alabama, born and raised in Montana, but I now live in Alabama. But I started Mountain Ops in 2021. My husband started initially, is how I started it. And he chose to start out with the Ignite, and he continued to take it. And then I had my son Easton, and then I had my daughter Emery. I wanted to change my health for the better. I wanted to change my physical appearance. I didn't want to feel stuck in that rut any longer. I wanted to get rid of that baby weight, or make myself physically and just mentally, spiritually, everything better, and just change my life for the better for them and myself. And so I said, is there a weight loss program? Like, let's look into it. Let's go on the program. Let's see. And as soon as I seen the package, I seen the weight loss package, and then it says free consultation. So I just get a call from Christy, and she started me off from there, gave me a calorie deficit. And within 4 months, I've lost like 50 pounds. Like, it was just crazy what it did to me. My family recognized it. Like, they're just like, it's for the better. Like, you are putting yourself out there. Like, it was just an experience. And then I did it once again after I had my youngest, Everett. And so then I started it after I got the okay to, after the baby, and lost it once again. But the experience was just unbelievable, and I can't wait to continue to do any challenges that are come my way. But yeah, overall, I mean, I just, the transformation was, yeah.
That's awesome. So when you walked through the doors of Mountain Ops today, you've never been here. What was that like when you walk in, and what did you see? What did you experience here?
It was overwhelming. I was speechless. I was just super thankful and blessed. And I felt like I was just honored. Like, it was just an experience. Like, I have been dreaming ever since, even purchasing that weight loss package. I said, one day I will shake your hand, the owner of this company, just be able to just experience coming here and know what you guys are all about, what your company is all about. And just walking through the doors, and then them clapping, and it's I see my name on the board, and I'm like, it's real. Like, pinch me, it's real on the big fat check. And I'm like, it's real. Like, this is just, yeah.
So were you anticipating that today, thinking I've got this, or what were the thoughts going through your mind? You knew you were coming out.
Yes.
But you thought there were other.
I was told there was 4 other people.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what they told me as well.
Okay.
We thought that there were going to be 2 men and 2 women here, that they were going to pick the winner today.
Yep.
And so we didn't
and send the other 2 home, right?
Yeah.
We're playing.
I had tried to reconcile with that. I'm like, that's going to be rough for that person, whoever it is, whether it's me or the other person. It's going to be rough for the day.
Yeah,
Yes.
for real.
So it was just being told there's 4 other people. I'm like, and so of course, my husband's like, well, you still get that 50-50 chance. just know that, like, he's like, I'm so proud of you. Like, you are, like, better than you were before. You'll never go back to that person before. Like, you are so much better. I have faith in you. You have put God first, your family first. You have put everything forth. Like, it's just a blessing. He goes, just know that it's so well deserving. Be proud of yourself for how far you've come.
So
Like,
cool.
just be happy and just stay positive and look at the better outcome of this company, of what they have done for you. And it's been such a blessing.
That's amazing. I love how you point out the overall wellness aspects of what the Conquer 90 Challenge are all about. It is physical, but it's so much spiritual, emotional, mental, social, this whole outlook. And that's what Mountain Ops is pushing. It's not just a physical thing. There's so many things. This morning, as you came in, you mentioned the example that you've been to your children and having them watch. Like, what's that been like? And hearing what your husband had to say to you today, like, that's encouraging. It's incredible. Your relationship there, what does that mean to you, and being that example to your kids?
Well, my kids, like, it's like I was saying, like, earlier, that it's almost like I feel like I'm always on, like, some type of a challenge, or I put goals for, like, this is where I want to be at this point. And then I'm like, okay, so I explain it to my kids. I'm like, okay, this is what mom's got to do. Like, work out 6 days a week, have a rest day for Sunday. But then in the mornings, we get up, I put my workout clothes on, we drop off school, and without a question, it's either I'm running outside or it is a 45-minute workout in the gym. Like, there's no questions asked. Like, it's been a routine for, 2-3 years now. Yeah. So, and they look at it where it's like, no, Mom, you don't have that excuse. No, you are going to go there. Like, Mom, is it gym time today? Like, or are you going to run the driveway? Because you have to get that mile in. Like, You've
got a mile long driveway?
No, I make it a mile. No, I might have to do it 4 times.
Yeah, that's awesome.
No, but they literally question me. They say, did you get your workout in today, Mom? Yes. Like, they keep me on my toes.
So cool.
And they're so little, like, 6, 3, and almost 1.
What a powerful thing for you to be influencing the lives of those within the walls of your own home. That there's nothing more important, more powerful. And for them, even at such young age, to see the routine and the example that you're setting, that they'll gravitate towards. They'll include it in their own lives and be better for it, and helping them conquer more. So
just the other day, my little one, it's like, by example, like you're saying, Easton says, Mom, do you see how much calories are in this little bar? Like a honey bun.
Wow.
And he's like,
paying attention.
It says this many calories. That's not good.
That's so funny. That's awesome. Yeah, no, I mean, it's so important. And the things that they're not being taught out in the world, they should learn it in the home. So, well, thank you. Congratulations.
Yes, thank you.
It's incredible, the example you've set to the community as well here at Mountain Ops, and what you've done, how you've transformed. And we're just blessed to be a little part of the progress along the way. So
thank you.
All right, Cody and Julie, I want to hear from you guys for a minute here. Cody, I feel like I've known you for a long time, whether it just be from, the Hunt Expos or whatnot, or in passing on social media. Just like, you've got a great countenance about you, and I've always loved in passing having little conversations, but never dove into, like, who is Cody and what's transpired in your life, what brought you to this point where you're like, I'm going all in this year on this. Because you mentioned earlier that you've started some and kind of stopped, and you've done that as a couple. And first of all, tell us how this was walking in this morning, and then tell us kind of your background and experience with this. How has it transformed your life?
Yeah, this morning was incredible. Obviously, like Shari said, we didn't know that we had won. We were expecting to come in and still have some of that left over, and so there's some trepidation, some anticipation as far as that goes. And walking through those doors, I told Julie I was preparing myself. And I have been preparing myself for a month so that I'd only cry if I won. I don't win at things very often and things like this, and so it's one of those where I was shocked and overwhelmed and extremely grateful. And that's just the feeling that I had was just extreme gratitude. and having Julie here with me, having the opportunity to have her with me, and having been with me through this entire process is just incredible.
So cool. So cool.
For us, our kind of our history with Mountain Ops, we first saw Mountain Ops in the expo. I want to say it was 2014 is when I very first saw you guys, and it was just a small little booth in the corner. I worked for an outfitting company, and we had a booth on the other side of the place, and we were walking around with the kids, and the expo has always been a family event for us. Yeah. My kids absolutely love the expo. We walk up and down every aisle and they'll walk home with pockets full of business cards just cause it's something free that they can snag and grab and move on, but we'd snagged a hat from you guys, and I love the logo, and it was something that was interesting. And I think it was that year we had gone on a trip, and we were coming back through Salt Lake, and we decided, hey, let's go look at the Mountain Ops headquarters.
Okay.
And I think that was, from what I was told, you had just moved here pretty recently prior to that.
About 6 years ago.
And so I think this was in 2018 was when this happened.
Makes sense.
And when we walked in and we were welcomed, and we were given a tour, and to me this is kind of one of those things, and I've mentioned this before, but it's one of those things that really kind of solidified what this company was about and what you're about. And as we walked by your office, you were in a meeting. You got the glass doors, you kind of waved at us, but you were in a meeting. And I didn't even think twice about it. This is a business. This is a company that, running business as usual. We finished our tour and took some pictures. The kids loved it, and we went home. But I got a message on my social media, on my Instagram, from you that night, and I didn't even know you. I mean, I followed Mountain Ops, but the CEO of Mountain Ops was messaging me and said, "Hey, I saw you came through. I'm sorry I missed you. I was in a meeting. I didn't have the opportunity to say hi. I wanted to touch base with you and say hi. Thank you for coming in." And that right there solidified our commitment to Mountain Ops culture, Mountain Ops, everything from then on out. We did the challenge that year. I think I was trying to think back what the first product was or what the first experience was with the products, but I think what kind of rings bell the most was the Hush Lemonade.
Okay.
We got the Hush Lemonade. I loved it. That year, that Hush Lemonade took me from 4 of the big lemonade rock stars a day.
Wow.
To I don't drink them anymore.
From one lemonade stand to the next.
That's what it is. Ignite is a staple. I always have at least one in each car, and one at the fire station, and one at home. And for me, it's the Hush Lemonade, and I love the mango and the peach, but we've got all the flavors at the house.
That's awesome.
But we did the challenge, and it was fairly successful that year, but it just didn't stick quite the same as it has this year. Mm-hmm. We've started a couple different ones and finished them, but this year.
What was it this year? What stuck? What clicked?
It's really kind of the story of your dad. Mm-hmm. I'm going to be honest with you. There's the story of your dad, and that was combined with where I was at physically, emotionally. I had injured my back. And in that process, gained 40 pounds or more, and hadn't been able to get it off. Just struggled. I tried. I kind of roller coastered a little bit. Just really kind of struggled, and it affected every aspect of life. With the kids not being able. There were times where, literally, I would tell my kids no because I didn't have the energy to go do what it is that they wanted to do, and that was not something I loved about myself.
Right.
When I went to the doctor, one of the times I had a kind of a, I don't know, we'll call it a cardiac scare. It ended up not being what I thought it was, but the doctor after that, I went to to my primary care physician, ran some tests, and his response when he called me on the phone was, if you want to grow old, you need to make some changes.
Wow.
He says, you're pre-diabetic, you're hypertensive, you're bordering on heart disease. He had a list of all these other things that were going wrong. But in that same time frame, and I've told this before, but it's something that resonates. I was hunting with one of my kids, and it was just me and him. He'd drawn a tag in an area that we'd never been to. Mm-hmm. We'd traveled 3 hours to get there. It was down by Moab, and he was hunting cow elk, and we found the elk. And we got right on top of those elk, and it would have been a chip shot for him to shoot them. But we were in a bowl. There was no cell service. There was 2 feet of snow. We were probably 3-4 miles in, and to shoot it was a chip shot. To get it out was about 1.5 to 2 mile pack out. Yeah. And I would not let him shoot it because right then and there, I knew that if he killed that elk, there was a very high risk of me not getting out.
Wow.
And I couldn't leave him stranded. I couldn't leave him in a situation like that. We were far enough away from people I could really call for help. And the look on his face when I had to tell him no is one that'll drive me forever.
Wow.
You know, and that's, people have asked me, you know, anytime I've wanted to not work out or I've wanted to eat the extra whatever, you know, that's just one of those things.
You remember that face?
That's one of those things, and I don't ever want to see that face again.
Wow. So, what a powerful moment.
You know, that's part of what's driven me through this challenge. You know, is I've had people be like, 50, how do you do that? 50 pounds, you know, it's not even possible. And it's like, you know, I don't know, but I do know that I had a reason, and I pushed, and it was through Mountain Ops and the opportunities that y'all provided to be able to make that happen.
That is incredible.
So,
wow. 50 pounds and a 6-pack abs to show
I didn't even know that I had those. I've never seen them before.
I don't know if I have them yet, so I'm inspired by you to try to find out.
I didn't even know I had those.
That is so powerful, though, to have that experience with your son, and to tell him, you know, we can't do this, but to have that be a realization that some change needs to take place in your life, and change for the better, and for him, and for you.
Yep.
And for your wife, who's sitting right here next to me. I mean, it is awesome to have Julie here, and she shared with the team a little bit this morning. Julie, do you mind kind of sharing with us what you shared with the team and this experience for you, watching your husband and going through it yourself? And you've had some incredible experience along the way yourself. Tell us about your transformation and what you've experienced.
Yeah. So, like we said this morning, we love Mountain Ops and everything that it stands for. We have one child that will only wear a Mountain Ops shirt on school picture day.
So awesome.
And he's done that for, I think, 5-6 years
That
now.
sounds like my dad. We've got this family photo. I don't know if you've seen it, but everyone was dressed up like I always wear t-shirts like this and Mountain Ops t-shirts, but I put a collared shirt on and button up, all that. My dad's in the center of us all with a bright orange Mountain Ops t-shirt, and everyone, it was so he had to wear Mountain Ops wherever we went, even for the family photo. So your son reminds me of that.
Yeah, so that's a must on his new school clothes, is a new Mountain Ops shirt. But
very cool.
But yeah, we love the brand and we love the logo, and with Cody's transformation, it's just been inspiring. I've kind of sat back and watched, and just let him do his thing. I obviously helped make sure there was good food in the fridge, things that would fit into his diet. And sometimes that's a struggle with kids, because the kids want the snacks and the kids want the treats, and to keep those out of the house is hard, because we all love them.
Yeah.
But we knew for him to be successful, for him to do the things that he needed to get his health and his self back, that we had to all make sacrifices that way. And we've all been to the gym multiple times with him. The kids love to go to the gym. I love to go on leg day.
Yeah.
Arms are for the birds.
That's awesome.
But just making sure we all hold him accountable. Like, have you been to the gym? Have you done what you need to do today? And what's your food look like? What can we have for dinner? What's on the menu? Type things. Like, we just have, along the way, although we were encouraging him, it was helping us as well. I started tracking along with him, trying not to overdo because I'm not a super active mom. I have an office job, 8 to 5. I come home, I chase kids for 4 hours, and then it's bedtime. So there's just not a lot of time, unless it's getting up early in the morning, to make time for myself in the gym. but I love to go to the gym when I can. But I saw when I was consistently going to the gym with Cody, that's when most of my transformation per se took place. And but it was there that we just learned to, it was the support, like to be there together, supporting each other. And I feel like as a spouse, that support is very important. Yeah. And I can see that with Shari's story as well, that win, lose, this conquer challenge, they're both winners. Yeah. Like they have totally taken their lives back and made those and conquered those mountains that they've struggled with.
That's so awesome. I love the family aspect of how you guys bring it in. There's a quote by John Maxwell that says that success is knowing that those who know you best love you most. Mm-hmm. And so knowing your stories with your spouses and with your children, they know you best. They love you most. They see what you're experiencing. They want what's best for you. They want to offer accountability because you love him. Your husband loves you. Yes. You know, they want you around. They want to grow old together. So you guys have conquered some incredible things to give some meaning and longevity to your lives. We'll wrap up here in just a minute, but I want to ask just 2 questions of each of you.
Sure.
This Conquer Cast, it's all about conquering. It's telling stories of people that have conquered. That's what Mountain Ops is all about, is connecting and conquering. It comes through relationships, with your team, with your family, with God. What would you say to those listening who are contemplating maybe doing what you guys have now done, or that have maybe participated before but didn't win or didn't finish or didn't, you've conquered some things to be able to be sitting where you're at right now? Like, what encouragement would you give? And then the last question after that, I'll just let you be thinking about it a little bit. Like, when all is said and done, how will you measure your life?
I feel like to put it out to someone that is just getting started, or to inspire someone else for the journey that I was on, I wanted to look at the better of myself. Like, I don't want to go to the old me. Like, I want to, like, looking at that transformation that I did, like looking at that old me, I don't want to have those feelings where I can't go do that extra 10 minutes with my child. I want to be able to say yes to those abilities to go, Mom, let's go get that, like, go throw the ball with me. No, I have to go in here and I have to do this. I want to say yes to him. So to be able to do that, I'm like, want to encourage someone to take that time to put yourself first, so you can pour into your faith, your family, and just putting yourself out there. If you put yourself first, you can pour that cup into your family.
It's cool.
Yeah,
it's really cool.
I think that's a huge point. Is if you can't do it yourself, you're not taking care of yourself.
Yep.
Then you can't help and serve others. It's kind of one of those things where I said it in one of the essays that one of the motivators that I wasn't, and wanted to return to being the first responder, or the emergency responder that responded to somebody else's worst day of their life. Yeah. I wanted to be that responder that I wanted showing up.
I remember reading that. That was powerful.
And I echo that. For me to kind of answer that question, I guess go all in. I think there's too many of us, or too many times where we dabble with one thing or the other, or we'll try this or we'll try that, or if I'll start here, maybe the rest of it will kind of follow in or fall into suit. But I think just kind of to go all in, and with the fitness, with the nutrition, with the supplementation, and whatever that needs to be, working with your doctors and to find those things as well, but to also allow others to help you. Julie was my support system. My family's my support system. I have a lot of family and friends that have really supported me in this, in one way or another. I have a friend that we joke around that he told me, he's like, you won't finish. And I'm like, you know what,
maybe that just fueled that, right?
You know what, you're
part of the recipe.
But even the Conquer Fitness group, or the Facebook group that we have, I've got to give a shout out to that group, because they are absolutely incredible. There are men and women in that group that day in and day out, they're there, they're representing, they're showing up, they're showing out. and representing, both mountain ops, but just the fitness and nutrition and requirements to be able to do and to conquer and to overcome. And it's inspiring. And so to reach out and rely on that, absolutely.
That's amazing. Great counsel, great advice. Julie, anything you'd want to add?
So I'm very basic, and Cody says jump all in, and I say start small. Like start with, for me, it was start counting my calories, figure out what I can do to be successful at counting calories, what foods I can eat that are going to make me feel sustained throughout the day. And then from there, then I worked in the exercise. Okay, I've got this down, and I can continue that while I figure out this exercise thing. So like for me, I just started going to the gym with Cody and doing whatever workout he was doing. Obviously, my weights were a lot smaller, but I did what was, I don't want to say easy for me, but was sustainable for me. And then to put the two together, like we went on a shed hunting trip earlier this winter, and I was like, I am never going to be able to hike those hills, climb those mountains, keep up with the kids. And it was easy. Like, I think just because I had been in the routine of fueling my body well and exercising the way I was exercising, I could have gone for 2 more hours and they were ready to break and have lunch and get back on the road. But just that small success for me meant the world to me, because I was able to do something with them without being the tired mom. I do agree.
That's incredible. That's awesome. Yeah. Go all in by starting small. Step by step, right? Mm-hmm. And you can't give what you don't have. And so you gotta, in order to influence those around you, you've got to be doing it yourself. I love this counsel you guys have given. So now you've both won some money. You've both been, awarded that and awarded the winners of this Conquer 90 challenge. And that's all great and everything. There's so much more to it than that. I can tell from your stories and in the experiences, the money wasn't the thing. The life change, the transformation, the experience, the time with your spouses, your children, having quality time with them where you could actually be there, be present. For the two of you, like in the end, how will you measure your life? What's top of mind? What's most important?
I think that I would have to say that I'll measure my life by those that I've influenced positively. For a net positive. I mean, there's interactions that we have throughout our lives, some positive, some negative, some good, bad, however it might be. But it's one of those things, how did I serve? Who did I serve? Who did I help? And ultimately, who have I been able to influence in their way, in their life, in whether it be my family, whether it be, somebody that I serve in my work, or however it might be. But I think that's a measurement of any man, is who did they influence and how did they influence them in their life.
So cool. Thank you.
I guess I can agree, like what you were saying, by like who you're influencing, where like as moms, like when other moms look at you, like how do you take the time into it, like inspiring other people, like looking at it where, if anything, where it was just like, I would try to influence and inspire other people by just my example, like just, you can do it. Mm-hmm. Like just taking the time and effort and disciplining yourself, and it'll come out where you will be happy in the end with it.
It's awesome.
Yeah. There's a song that comes to mind that you'll recognize, but maybe did I do any good in the world today?
Yeah.
And that's, that's a daily affirmation, but I think you can look back over a lifetime. Did I do any good in the world over that lifetime?
And it comes down to today. That song, did I do any good in the world today? Like, what were our choices? And because today is what we have.
Right.
So you guys both have influenced me, Julie, as well, as just your stories and your positivity and the transformations you've gone through. But just the good people that you are. You've done good in the world today. You've done good in this community that's been built to help do good, to help people do more and to live more. There's a scripture I love. It says that I am come that they might have life and they might have it more abundantly. And I feel like there's an abundance of life when we surround ourselves with incredible people, and you've blessed my life in that way. And I just feel that abundance in life right now. This business was built for people like you. It was built for each of you. I said that with our winners last year when they were here. It's like, we built this for you and for you. Originally, when I set out to start a business, it was to support my family. They were my why. They continue to be. It was my father who needed the product, and who it just transformed his life. And in a similar way as yours, it was life-saving for him. But then at the end of the day, that product and the community that's built, it's built so that individuals like you can see the benefits that you're seeing. And so I just feel so grateful that we're able to be a small part of that process, that journey. And I don't know that one of our core values is joy. Today, I feel joy in this journey as I connect with members of our Mountain Ops family in an incredible way. What a way to start the ConquerCast with customers of ours that have become an incredible connection, mouthpiece, example to the community that we're building to help people conquer more in life. And that's what this Conquer More lifestyle is all about. So thank you guys for being here.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you.
I don't know if there's an outro to this podcast, but you've been listening to the ConquerCast. We're kind of making it up as we go, but we're excited to bring you more and more stories like this, and just honestly can't thank our guests today for their incredible examples and stories that they've shared of conquering in their life.
Well, thank you for all you do.
Yep. Thank you. I'm honored.